Bergschrund Project, music and storytelling that brings the spirit of climbing to honor the past.
My name is Hans Krosen, and I've been climbing many years. Actually, my dad got me started climbing when I was 6 years old. Before there were climbing gyms, before there was sport climbing. Wow. Anyway, long time. But I'd say my generation, and maybe I am that first generation that grew up and honed their skills in a climbing gym, and began to love that community, to just cherish spending 8 hours at a climbing gym. Getting off after classes, bike into the climbing gym, and spending every waking second there, just enjoying the movement, enjoying the creativity, enjoying the community that the climbing gym provided. And then that segued into some marvelous experiences out on the real rock. But really quickly, how many people in the last month have climbed in a climbing gym? Right? I mean, we love the movement so much. We love the freedom it provides, that feeling of sometimes of weightlessness that we sometimes get up on the wall, be it 2,000 feet off the deck, in Yosemite, or 2 feet off the deck in a climbing gym. Sometimes when you're moving and you're fluid and you do something that just even teaches you something, like how to do a proper back step, or how to, do a flag, or any of those movements just fully inspire that sense of accomplishment. And that's what I think I've been inspired by, moving to Portland in '92, walking into the old Portland Rock Gym on Southeast 6th and Lincoln. I don't know how many people have been to that one.
Is that this big?
No, yeah. It was about this big, about this tall. But that inspired so many friendships and so many experiences that have taken me around the world. To doing a national youth climbing competition, and setting a youth climbing competition in Israel, to organizing a women's climbing competition in Islamabad, Pakistan, where we had 250 competitors who dressed in full burqa and it was amazing. But what I've seen in the climbing community is events like this, where people get together and they love telling stories, they love being part of the community. And that all initiated for me in the climbing gym. I now own a climbing gym, so maybe that tells you something, how much I love it, and how much I continue to just passionately pass on knowledge, because I teach anywhere from 4-year-old kids to 18-year-old kids to 60-year-old adults, and this is where I feel like mentorship has not died, right? It really is passed on. And it may be you just go into a climbing gym your first time, and I see it all the time. The community just steps up. Somebody doesn't know what they're doing. So many people I've seen are floundering on a V0 or on a 5.5 even, and the community steps up and says, hey, try it like this, use this beta, or think about climbing more with your feet than your arms. And even those little elements is what starts to pass on that knowledge. I've taught countless how to belay lessons. I don't even know how many now. It's been so many lessons that I've taught. And so I'm encouraged by how much I get to pass on through being a professional rock climber and and actually teaching youth how to be effective at like honing their skills on the rock, but also managing the fear when you're in a competition. We go to national competitions and they're huge events. I mean, my kids are competing against like a Shima, and I'm like, well, you're going for second. That's okay, you know. It's, you know, you're not going to win. And that's okay, you know. It's a Shima. What do you do? Just gawk like everybody else, and you know, and just enjoy the experience. And so for me, that is what I have found the most inspiring about the climbing community, and the fact that I don't believe mentorship has died out. I think it's just changed and it's evolving as the sport evolves. Right, it's going to bigger places. The Tokyo Olympics, you know, it's going to be, you know, 10 years from now, we're not maybe even going to recognize what it looks like, but it still is that same thing that I fell in love with at a climbing gym, is the community, the fluidity of movement, the meditation on the wall, and that gives me inspiration. So my favorite piece of equipment would have to actually be my backpack, just because that's what I put my gear in to carry it to the, you know, to the cliff. So thank you so much, and Alex, thank you for inviting me. This is fantastic. Appreciate it.